basically a super week. They're playing
for
2
groups,
games this week, right?
I'm
but
not
for
going
Crew,
all
it's
in
trying
on
to get the
groups,
reps
man.
in, so change it
Especially when it doesn't really matter too much.
See if they can carry this over to play-ins, while for G2, they're trying to at least skip the play-ins to get into the playoffs right away.
So we do see the Phoenix now being flexed a little bit more by Crew. It was the Jet, the Rays.
Okay, G2 on defense, Crew on attack. Why they're points for the top 2? Leo, I got no idea. Unless it's like some seeding thing, but I have no clue.
The interesting one is this as well, is we're pausing the round in terms of Crew looking for a late hit into the round, and less as the insert on this B side is that Crew picked this map into G2. So probably understanding here that G2 playing this solo Senti into Baby Bay, they could maybe abuse that right now with their double duelist, but it's a different look, right? It is
he got wrecked.
Phoenix, as it is Sadak that opens it up though as a harbor instead of an Astra this time around.
And they got to be a little more exact with what they do. Once that harbor wall goes up, you have to use it.
When do we check the camera? Bro, they might check the camera at the right time and see people on elbow.
You're gaining an advantage on, and they have pushed up in the site. That's been one of the biggest things for Breeze, is taking a bit more space and not allowing the opponent
hard retake on this one, but the wall's good.
The look is good. This is a very slow rotate from the 2 players of G2 because they always have to worry about less. Just his presence as his agent is always dangerous.
Oh, Heat trying to face right away. Still playing cat and mouse in the middle of the pillars right now as Jogamo gets the first answer for G2 to start off that in the round. And it's going to be Crew answering back very nice fast from all fronts. They had the angles. As soon as G2 got into the middle of the site, Crew popped out from their hiding spots to take the pistol round.
It looked good. They popped him once he got tagged up. Maybe Baby Bay needs to tuck in there more, but he's been told to leave the site.
Trying to push and prod, trying to see what
he got a little wrecked from the tag.
Sees that it stays very quiet, and again, when it comes down to that motion of like, okay, well, there's nothing really activating around the map so far here for G2. We could still have the double dive and go in and play power of numbers. So you saw how disruptive it was towards the A site. How Baby Bay already had to TP out. They had to play the retake. And thankfully here for Crew, they had the right positioning to play the pulse plan as well. They have a very clean pistol and put G2 on a full stack now towards his B side. A great read to start for Crew.
Gasnuff is fuming. Why, I saw that he was doing, he did a hate watch, right? And it was like a 13-0 or something. I saw that. Why is he hate watching them? What's the story on that?
Try B. Now we've done both sites, and we can go wherever for bonus round, which is going to be a big one for Crew to pick up here as they just rinse this one out and see if they can get out.
The Crew players weren't coming in ranked.
About G2 for how they want to approach their defense against Crew with this new comp as well, or just in general against Crew today, is the fact that they have to be maybe a little bit proactive around the map, because you can't have any agents right now outside of VALORANT that could play a couple of stalls here for like the site hits coming out from Crew, right? You don't have a harbor that they were using in the past before to cut off the sites, to cut off and slow down the pushes. So you kind of have to be active and hoping that it's going to be Baby Bay getting some aggressive lines here, as they'll try to get the off to his hands ASAP.
So MW Zera did get that Bulldog.
Doesn't look the cleanest right now
in the hands of Valen, but
no, it's just
Phantoms that round to be able to bring into the bonus, figure out a way to stop G2 as they come through, only getting a kill on MW Zera. Crew feeling pretty good here.
Yeah. Good news right now is that there's no big snowballing from the star duelists out from Dante or Heat on the side of Crew, where in the past too, if you're looking at other maps that are playing, most notably Lotus, that they're always very strong at, Heat is always very good at snowballing ult orbs going into the bonus round to bring up a showstopper right away. But now with the Phoenix, that's only 6 hits.
Big buy round, and he snowball ults, nothing snowball-wise. It's a good little bonus buy though.
Reckoning from Sadak to start, so
same stuff for G2.
Towards his B side as well. You're seeing that G2 are also adjusting
imagine
to
they play
to
leave site if they have this wall.
More on the extremities, a 3-2 setup. Weaker side on the B, but they could still shock dart snake bite combo if they hear the tap of this orb.
Yeah, they're going for quick detection. Fast lane in, no confirmation just yet that this is a full committal, and there it is, G2!
No one clears close.
Line, the Crew members as they come in. Oh my god, didn't matter what utility was up. G2 still had the sight lines. And they're not even stressing.
No overheat from Leaf as well. Joins his team. They can clear elbow together.
Now, and this is the pace they like to set for themselves.
Last one spotted too, so Les maybe could do some damage, but he'll get none. A clean little hold by G2 towards the end. The scaling was so focused on trying to take down Trent when the flash drone came up and saw him. Everybody was scaling towards that ladder side, and it kind of just omitted Leaf right there towards Emo. Look at how free it was for him to get these 2 kills. Even a recon dart can get him because it was shooting towards that back of the site to focus once again on taking down Trent. So that's what they have to worry about for Crew this time around too. When the rounds continue to move forward, is G2 going to continue to play more turtled up inside the sites to support here what should have been weaker side anchors.
Let's see, we're one away from a Phoenix Ult. Let's see what the calling's like. G2 could go aggro, they could take some free space potentially. You would imagine, you know they're going to go for this A orb.
Still setting up the trips in various positions.
Give it for free, they don't want anything. Dude, that's simple. Well, they're keeping it real simple.
Focus on the turtle up into the sites.
The early alt points you were talking about coming into play now, as this is another round where G2 is kind of sitting in wait just on the outside of the util, but it doesn't pay off this time. KRU is very aware. Okay, Baby Bay gets one there through the high tide, and now they kind of reset. Wait for the rest of the team to get over here. No, Baby Bay still getting a little antsy as MWZero looks for the repush on mid. And a beautiful find there as they start to even up.
Probably going to save.
Even reckoning too. Even if it doesn't get any info on noise, it's
take the win of them using the 2 ults.
So nice little utilization of the ults and also the positioning.
It's not too bad at the moment for KRU. I will say I think they should do another wall if they want to fight site.
Moving into playoffs as well, so making sure
or it needs to be more together.
Start as well on Breeze. And to show here to the KRU fans,
the harbor on this one, the harbor is so fine.
Just Lotus is super important.
It's such an important round.
That does seem to be one of the questions. And what comps will they bring out, right? Sadako is wanting to throw something in the loop. This one a little bit different as well. And they do
I've gone for months from Valorant. Is the state of the game better since 2025 champs? Better? That's when the game peaks, mate.
So they were very ready for that fight in A this time.
And because they have the double duelist as well of having a Phoenix instead of doing the Neon and the Jet.
Yeah.
So actually, if you think about KRU going into the stage, they were basically the only team that wasn't focusing on a Phoenix as a secondary duelist outside of Ascent. There was only
Cynicals, thanks so much for the Prime. Appreciate the 3 months. Thank you for that. Thank you for the Prime usage.
Sky Flash, but outside of that, KRU never really had any Phoenix flashes to enable somebody like Dante to move in. So maybe that's also the reason now that Heat is playing into this.
Dude, they're keeping it real simple, man.
Scaling to the site, they could double dive and overtake these.
This is what I wanted to see from C9 when I watched them.
Rinse and repeat onto A.
Because we're a new team, let's just keep it simple.
Cleaned up by Valen. Very smart play there, as they are still staying in sight just a little bit further back, so they can't get retaliated on right away. The plant is for KRU, and they're not able to push up as much last time. What gave them the advantage in this situation. Sadok's going to try to take that position right now.
Hey, this is good info as well. So now you have the Cove up, you have the drone spotting some players. They're going to be able to run that clock down here for KRU.
This is the play. Sadok's going to have a huge hand in this, and Valen takes them right down. A second one in the site as they stand tall on the side of G2. And just 2 members left as Heat falls there. MWZero looks for a
Dude, what a lovely round from Valen. We're back to Valen, just locking down A as
for G2 on the retake.
And another thing that's a winning condition for G2 is how good they were on the retakes against Cloud9, right? As we talked about the
what makes solo harbor on Breeze viable.
It's easy for them to play soft side, communicate, and then run in
more just so that a lot of these other agents have control of util.
They gave that space for KRU to really run into that A site.
And it's a pretty
Dante as he's sliding through. Why? Because they're not playing a Viper, so
most people play this map pretty one-dimensional.
They use that high tide to do the wide curve, and hoping that the rest of the util around the flashes to really blind the players within the A site for G2.
Yep. And they can switch up. It can be retake, fight, retake.
So it's always their vision.
Yeah, that's the nature currently of this Viper wall that's being placed. This is nothing new here for the side of G2. They're trying to
it works well with the Cypher because the Cypher kind of wants to play off site anyway, which means that you can just play off site, kill trips with the Cypher, and then you can just retake with the Harbor. You gonna watch Zen today? Probably not. I don't think so, man.
Slower the game gets and KRU tries to find the map.
Again, I think we're gonna get a rematch of that game when it like really matters.
Of him being able to op corners, Jogamo holding the other side with a Phantom. But yeah, a lot of the times when the game needs to slow down, G2 looks to Baby Bay for that first.
Get Valorant on Astra every map? Yeah, I'd be down for that. Am I going Twitch? What's going on? A long one.
Shot, and it just becomes that much easier now.
And it's like semi-aggressive what he's doing there, right? The way that he's peeking into the window, it's not a forward position that he walks to surprise you into the elbow, but it's more like, I'm going to play an off angle because players are going to wide swing into the window. They're going to pretty much going to check towards that left side.
Is it just me, or are you getting ads in the rounds? Wait, on YouTube, are you getting ads in the rounds?
Second checkbox for G2 is to make sure that they still keep somebody across the site to figure out where Les is lurking around to engage in that 1v1. So as they are able to identify that double swing onto that B side, then you just start exploring for that 1v1 duel against Les, and Jogimo was able to capitalize on that.
All right, 3 members of crew here making their way over. Looks like this one should end out 3-3, but already crew showing that they have an identity with this comp that they really want to push forward to, getting some rounds.
You can't control ads on YouTube? Yeah, you can.
They'll try their hand at a site.
I always play them in the half. They shouldn't be spamming.
Found out and sonared
Let me see if I can change it.
He was so patient in that spot at elbow. I thought he DC'd or something. We're going to go into a tech pause, but in the end, it's NW0 trying to clutch it, but he is dropped by Jogamo, and indeed, they'll get that tied score line for G2.
Get ready. I go fast.
It's not going to look too great, though, for Crew.
YouTube, it should be better now. Let's try that.
This is what I'm talking about, right? They're trying to swing out. You see the Silva looking towards that left side of the pillar. So just at the end of the day, BabyBay still able to isolate that single fight.
I think it needs to be the new look now. Crew's calling a timeout. What we've seen BA is pretty default, right? They are just using the harbor wall to get in, duelist rush right side. We haven't seen any of the mid pressure, anybody kind of screaming through double doors to make that a little bit harder as they split the site from 2 sides. So there's still a lot of options on the table for Crew here as they hit the timeout. And we're only at 3-3.
You've missed every same game, mate. They put him last game.
Players, so they're in the right direction.
There's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, right now it's seems to be a little bit difficult as well for them to really go for split sites because of potentially just playing with this harbor. You can't have a
I don't know how long it takes to update on YouTube,
well,
but I changed it. So.
It seems as though they haven't really been focusing too much on taking that mid control at the start here, where you know teams would like to do this 1-3-1 or split sites hits. They're just expecting here that the double dive right into the front.
I think the later game gets more viewers in Americas.
I mean, hey, it's effective.
I think it's a better time slot.
For a bit.
Pretty hard to stop until G2 just backpedals a few more steps and lets you use all the util on the way in before they retaliate. The operator's still there for BabyBay. He switches over to mid this time. And it looks like we will get that strong hit towards B. Everyone from Crew, they're here to start the round.
And it should be some easy stalls too. Leaf is just playing on the top here. Sorry, I just heard a paper wreck somewhere. Leaf is on the boxes here looking towards the front of this B site.
Furious, mate. You're
I feel that they're already expecting this. He's not trying to stall towards that front, but not allow for them to take control of the left side, able to escape at least.
3 on site, though.
And now already G2 grouped up with him.
Heat trying to get a quick heal in from the flame wall.
He might have a lot here.
In this backside. Beautiful detection by the utility, but the trade side's hot and heavy. G2's Jogamo is able to come up with a hat trick right away on the fight. Less
found out where he is.
Say no more.
Dude, that was nuts.
Down.
Actual drive-by.
It is a 1v2 as Les tries to reset a moment, get his ultimate online.
The double cage.
Opponents are coming from.
And it's not the best because he ults, so they know that he's playing towards that back of the site. There was actually a scope here from BabyBay to watch towards that side, but thankfully, the ult's good enough for him to realize that it's a safe spot for him to move up to go for a plant. And now they're trying to play the tucked-in corner and put these question marks, settle it in to have these 2 players come back from G2.
5-second camera, but it's going to be too late now. Only in the Cosmic Divide does it give him the 1v1. I think they're trying to peek together now as they go from one side to the other. Oh, wait, it's going to be a 1-on-1, but Valen still comes up, pushing straight forward. No hesitation, knowing he was just
pretty much did everything right, just lost the Angel.
To get that clutch and get that 4th round.
Bodega, thanks so much for the tier 1. Appreciate the 19 months, mate. Thank you for that.
BabyBay to go so early into the fight against Les, because somebody like Les on a 1 versus 2, usually you want to try to call it a 3-2-1 to go. But you could always count as well on Valen the IGL.
Which is the last week for EMEA, but for Pacific and Americas, it's
G2.
1 more to go before plans.
Well, that Les is running out of bullets too, and Valen's able to escape here with the round for G2.
Kind of snuff out that timeout momentum too that Crew had, so that feels good to carry.
Is Dante not looking comfy after the neon nerfs? I got no idea.
I haven't
seen him yet.
Now we'll see a bit of that map
this is like
where they start to go
my first intro
and divide the members
since
of
the changes.
Right now, though, they could just realize here, since the trip is still
Little
up,
B fake, but the trip doesn't get touched, so they stay strong. In reaction, they kind of fight A main, but the
one goes down as he using that run it back effectively. Jogamo is playing 2 fronts of game here. He doesn't know which way to peek. Actually denies that backwards vision as he tries to play the front. I like the
delayed long enough to get Trent.
They have an answer for everything, even when they're being
jump peek from Leaf. Man, G2 play this round insanely well. Look at that.
And now they just have to get back for heat here.
Oh my
That's impressive.
Jogamo's
in the worst possible situation, and he's played it so well.
Those calm must have to be the cleanest for G2 right there.
Created pressure either side as well. Managed to buy enough time for Trent. They managed to buy enough time for Leaf.
Back at Bricks, Jogamo's left on an island, and he's still having that the conversation with the rotation from Leaf just to try to isolate these fights. And as the pressure, as the pressure against Jogamo, it still gives a chance for more backstabs from middles on the rotate to happen. So great here on G2 to just keep telling crew, hey, look at me, look at me. And just keeps executing from behind.
Yeah, I mean, he was acting big the whole time.
Putting crew in a tough position, going back into, since the timeout, you're noticing a lot more splits coming out from the crew side.
But that's the dog we talk about, right? Anybody with no bullets would not peek. What does Jogamo do? Throws himself even further in front of it. Little Sova action from both sides as Trent gets the assist and help to kill down onto Sadak there. So the high tide already goes out. This has to be used by crew right now because they're not going to have much cover otherwise.
MW0 just going to pop his ult insta, or are we saving it for after plant?
So that MW0 could run into A main ASAP and play his Hunter's Fury, trying to disrupt the retake on the side of G2, but so far only pinging Trent and also taking him down.
They're finding each other with the ults here. Hardly anybody seeing each other besides the two Hunter's Furies.
Still a pit for Leaf, though. They could probably try to utilize this right now if they could take down Dante right around this corner.
Oh, Stinger coming up big. Another dink, though. It's going to be some pretty good damage as they try to get this. Dante follow up again, and now they pinch down
wrecked him back aside. I thought for sure he was losing that duel. That close duel, I thought he was done for.
Dante too, him being criticized as being uncomfortable in this neon role as well. Well, it's difficult when you're trying to just wall up, try to get in, and hopefully get lucky when you slide out to try to get a couple of picks. But he's been denied a couple of these moments when he's trying to dive into these sites. But just playing a simple angle rather. Nice little dink onto Baby Bay right over here as well, and just capitalizing on some nice little defense on the post plant. His goal was just trying to disrupt as much as he could, because the rest of the team was still trying to play sprays from the front of that A main. So to get 2 kills on top of that, that's huge here for crew in terms of confidence.
Why can't Fnatic matches be this close? Mate, you had an overtime today.
Yeah, it's the pistol round that they started, right? So Les is putting that camera up, trying to observe for the detail. He's going to hear that drone coming in towards Cannon as well. So he knows that there's pressure up on this mid side.
Oh, God. It's rinse and repeat here. They spam into the spot. If they hear Valen, they know it's only a certain window he can be in.
Bro, I feel like I've seen the same
damage through the smoke, and it's Phantom Gaming. You're not able to trade the tracers, so crew is more than happy to keep firing through these walls. Jogamo in. He's got to do some wall work now as he tries to find one. Relay bolt stuns no one as he's just making more room
the
for
timing on that, by the way. Baby Bay committed to the run of the gauntlet and just got wrecked by the soul.
They may be trying to get together, but Les is going to go ahead and put a wrench in the works.
Oops.
Oh my God. He's moonwalking.
How does he know? Okay, there's 2 kills coming through. Damn, Jogamo just with the quick movement there almost throws crew for a loop. But it looks like they won't get this. Trent, the last one alive in crew, picking up that pace, being behind each other on these activations is really coming through.
Ends up being a very nice round by crew as well on the execution on the A site. Once again with the big reckoning, utilizing it to cut and section out that part of yellow, and even adding the cove on the left side of yellow to not give a chance here really for G2 to scale back and retake that site. I like the idea of where they put that trip though, because when it comes down to the full exit, when you're putting the walls up, nobody's going to really look at the ground. So it gives a chance here to slow down a little bit of your opponents, try to spray through that, but unfortunately none of the bullets hit. And that trip that I'm talking about was right over here.
Force him down to Nico. I mean, they might get 7 here. It's attack-sided, obviously.
But no util to help out this time, though. This util from G2 spots a lot of players from crew getting ready to hit towards this B side, preemptively starting off the concuss. And here comes crew entering in towards this B site.
Straight in. G2's trying to rotate heavily, already pushed out A here to scramble to A site. Dante and the rest of the team aren't able to find too many kills. That's going to be big for G2, but Leaf falls. And now the kills start to come through as crew inches forward to grab a little bit more.
Look at these
Here's
HPs,
that rotation
man.
we were talking about, and it actually causes quite a problem.
Yeah, we had the neural snap, though. That's full information of what's going on so far. What are you doing? Overheated. Vans, not like this, right? Because now they have to figure out where Valen's coming from.
This is a big 1v1.
Some more time to start moving up. Elbow, and that never should happen. Less, just a tap, just a tap. But Valen's going to turn away, play his life a little bit longer, and that is a huge frag from Dante. Jogamo could have been the kingpin here to really seal the deal.
Yeah. Especially when Dante was low HP as well. But again, it's thanks to Les pushing all the way back towards that spawn, getting the Neurotheft out. They knew where the rotations are coming from as well. It just came down to the duels where you saw the bandit here from Valen, the G2 I think likes to call it the booty bandit, and wins that duel in the 1v1 on the elbow side. But at the end of the day, it's still a nice little save by Dante and the rest of the crew. They take the lead now 6-5 going into this one as well. But it hasn't been as dominant here for G2 as it has been versus Cloud9. When it comes down to what I mentioned before, G2 being good on the retakes against C9, crew are doing an excellent job contesting their own high tides. They get slowed through their own high tide, but finding openings and surprising G2.
That's a lovely shot to
back
cancel
in
the
different
Trem.
positions on that previous
Dude,
round.
Trem was just so ready with this the whole
G2
time.
thought that they had safe haven to escape. And now hopefully safe
How's
haven
the solo harbor? The solo harbor is pretty good.
with Leaf's ult.
As long as you have understanding of it on defense, it works out really well. I think a lot is on your Cypher, but normally when you watch these teams do it, they got a pretty decent Cypher.
Playing safer this round.
Thing is, right now you see this trip is being placed towards his mid double doors, so they don't really have too much to be able to watch this whole zone. This is a huge question mark, a fog of war right now for G2, which is why you have to watch so passively in these angles. This gives a chance right now for crew to really scale up and go for a fast hit towards this A site.
All right, one of the second or third times they've tried the door entry now.
That's an insane
shot. Oh my God, baby bay. That was insane. The kills are going to keep coming, though.
Had to do it again.
To follow up,
Good luck to Valen.
Can't just be the way the site stops here. A little bit of blind, a little bit of seeing each other again. As Heat's the first one to be able to rub that out of his eyes.
Nice, man. Should be happy with that.
Now they get the plan
It
down,
all pretty much depends on if they have the harbor understanding on defense or not.
With the answer.
What is that timing?
Okie dokie.
The knife.
Get him. Get him. Oh. I respect it.
Didn't want to bring a knife to a gunfight.
In these situations, honestly, clutched one in a 2v1 just from the middle of the pillars there last week. Gonna try it from the right side of the pillars now as he sees the first one. The jig is up, eats the flash. Actually, pretty good turn, but they're still able to swarm him. 7-5. Crew take the lead in the first half.
They should be happy.
And it's cool here, the setup from G2 with that trip, that it's
Let's
just
see if they got the harbor understanding down.
Surely,
man, it's Sadak. He's been loving harbor for what, 3 years
nice
now?
Shot there onto Dante, but everybody else scales behind quite well for crew. And I think that's the nature of it too. Instead of having so much deep dive into it,
the observing so much different in Americas compared to EMEA. Yeah, it's
we'll see what happens in the second half of Breeze right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
You know who to blame.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. It all started when I got to the FIFA World Cup, and wow, thousands of Verizon customers.
Oh, you got the free Verizon tickets too? No.
Dude, one day, chat, I'll stream me observing a Valorant game, and Prius is gonna be perma in chat, flaming everything I do.
This used to be for players. Now it's for Verizon.
It's gonna be so good for him.
No one gets you close.
He's not gonna let me get away with anything. Just gonna be 10 years of abuse just into 1 day's worth. What is this?
The past has been, it's the past. You know, the last couple weeks, months hasn't been our greatest showing. But I think that we finally cracked the code and we know what to do for each other.
John here talks about Phantom versus Vandal. Do you think they're well balanced? I think the Phantom's a little stronger.
A lot, and I can play all the controllers. Leaf on his comfort. I mean, everyone's in their domain, what they're known for. And I'm really optimistic and I have a lot of confidence and motivation that we have what it takes to go all the way to champs and win it all. And people are gonna call me crazy. They're gonna say, you always say this, they always do that. But really, right now, I think we've been, this whole year has been
I think Breeze is harder to observe though as well, to be fair.
Different comps and all this, but I think right now we settled greatly. And if you're a G2 fan, I'm excited for you guys because I think we're gonna put on much better gameplay.
Shot. Did on this half. Apologic Cuvas. Is this how I say this with the Prime? Appreciate the 5 months, mate. Thank you, thank you.
Good, but we'll have to see if they can now defend just as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think you could definitely walk away pretty proud with the first half for Crew. It didn't really look like they were committing too many mistakes. It really came down to some good gunfights between both teams.
Well, Sims, I'll do it.
Very, very
I just got to
close.
persuade EMEA to let me do it one time. And I need the schedule to be a little better. I don't want to like miss some of the other regions.
Now moving into the second half, we haven't had a chance to see too much of G2.
But I think next year the schedule might be a little more...
Side, right? Remember, they play like one round on the attack, and that was it.
Not as rigid, I guess.
So G2 challenge here towards the elbow, but it's Heat getting the opener.
Lenient, yeah. Whichever way you want to talk about it.
Leaving just less on A here, so they can kind of formulate this pile of 3, do a bit of damage, protect each other, rotate together. At least keep that power flowing together here. And it's going to be walking right up elbow. So they're going to follow that first fight and see if they can't catch anybody off guard.
Right now, the reposition from Crew is pretty good, though. Look at how tucked back Dante is, too. He's going to try to peek for info. Well, at least he'll get them ready here towards this B side as you still have the NW0 playing this half wall.
Whoa, tag BabyBay still wants to move in. That's great
Big
follow-up
kill.
damage from MW0, but
You'd
again,
imagine
G2
that was the duel.
ready to pop out on
Can't
the other
leave.
side and take down
You can just
Crew.
tuck in. Mate, your wall's going down. Oh my god.
Now.
They're blocking each other. Guys, you're so fine. If they kept their original positions, one goes close wall, one goes back aside, they win for sure. They both go out into the open where they're like fully committed.
Double look to what G2 is defending now.
Oh, Trent bailed them out. It should just be like one here and then one here. And then this guy can just swing off here. This guy can swing off his right. And he got one committed. And it's fine.
But yeah, you see the
They
value
both-
of now the Harbor
they both
coming
wanted
out
to
from
fight.
Sadaka as well. Very similar look to how G2 kind of
Or at least
played when
one
they
wanted to go
first
back,
tried
one
out
wanted to go
and
forward, so they just
experimented the
committed.
Harbor over on this map is just to sanction out the
It's a
top of
great
the
shot
tunnels
from
into
Trent
the
to
front
force
of
him
that
onto the
B-site,
open, though.
allowing here the half wall to just focus on the players walking through the wall. But thankfully, G2 had still too many numbers as Crew kind of like
Breeze
spread
is
out
such a
after the
fun
first
map for a
opener that they
server, I
had
swear.
onto the elbow
Like the most
side.
shock
So
dart kills you can
G2
get.
had multiple 2v1 scenarios from the plant into the post plant.
That's a great point. They were definitely, it was like mid-reset of the strategy.
Yep.
And they get hit.
So it's a good call as well from Valen to just slow things down for a bit, cut noise and re-hit, and it threw Crew for a loop. Who are now gambling here a hit towards this front, towards at the A site. So it's a triple high-low there. But once again, just like Crew, G2 are walking into this B site, and they know where Les is at. Oh,
Yeah, it's just too much detail.
Les, yeah.
Ain't playing that game.
Can't get out of that. Oh,
Man.
oh, a little bit of a pistol fight down towards
Never
spawn.
seen
A
a-
lot of action.
a duel in
We're
those two
buying guns
places.
right now, gentlemen. As BabyBay holds them off from getting back into the site. It should be another round here as G2 kind of, in these rounds, seeing as much as they can get for free, really.
Yeah.
Walking it in. How intense is Crew going to be about their defense? And we'll really find out on to that next round. Nice job by Sadak to clean that up with the classic. And a quick shot for
Nice.
a 3K for Jogamo. 4 away from the ult for him. Another round and
Been a G2
7
fan
to
for a
7 on the
year now.
scoreline
What makes
here.
G2
Yeah, that's why I
Trent
liked
good?
at the beginning here of the
You don't
post
see
plan
him
for
top
Crew
frag
when,
that often.
you know, you
I mean,
realize
he
that you
top frags
lost the fight
sometimes,
against
for
BabyBay
sure.
with the Outlaw. He just
doesn't give up his life is the main thing.
Doesn't
give up his life. Normally clutches pretty well. Good util. Good team play. When you do listen in, his comms are very good.
But instead are giving a lot of ult orbs over to Jogamo. There you go.
Let's go, baby.
Pretty much everything you want from your recon player.
You'll have now Jogamo with the overdrive. A little bit of recon pressure now into the A main potentially. Trent's just going to hold that back.
BabyBay there trying to pump up Jogamo. I mean, him and he are near dead even in scoreline right now. So yeah, Alex has to Jogamo
just the
has
gun
to get
there.
going. Les is going to start this one off by taking down BabyBay, so the slow play won't even help.
Mochi
on
Mate,
this
thanks so
one
much
to
for the
get that first
prime.
pick.
Thank you for doing that. Appreciate
This
that.
double push is huge right now that could punish
This double
Valen.
burst timing is
Valen could get
incredible
caught
right
off guard.
now.
It's already getting pinged down.
Dude, that's not expecting it. In a
Gonna back up.
5v4
He
the
senses
5
it
to get
just for a
proactive like
moment
this.
to get back with the team. Yeah, they're going to wait for Valen.
But
Make
they
sure all
already
the
know.
smokes from being ready
All
too.
Crew have to
Because of
do
this
is not
double
commit
push,
on
you kinda
site.
know these guys are going to hit towards the A site. G2's going to finish here.
Just as soon as they exec,
So now you have a
go
concussive
backwards
elbow
instead of
for Sadak
forwards.
to stall even more once G2's
my
gonna
Halber's
go
going
in for the hit.
forwards.
They're walking
Yeah,
in.
that's right. Nice.
And this is the test, though, right? This should be a crew round now that they have this knowledge. And G2 is always good at getting themselves through the defense, though. As one starts off, High Tide's going to give him a
Dude, gets one.
Still is able to get one as he faces two.
Gets one and gets info on the
More
others.
shots come through. Trent is able to trade another one, and now it's down to a 2v2 with less limping
And they know
around.
there's 10 HP.
Looking.
Oh, shot.
What a snapshot from Les. It's exactly what he needed. It couldn't have gone any other way. And yeah, we figured that would happen, but it's up to MW's Aaron Trent now. The spike on MW's mind, but the shot on Trent meaning so much more. He's trying to displace again with the shot.
Very nice
and
from
he's
Trent.
so good at it. He does it again. Trent wins the round for G2.
Trent is
Thank
not
God he
missing
won that.
right
You
now
guys
in
would've
these fights. Stepping up
blamed the
huge
hell
in
out
the
of me.
clutch for G2. But the walk-in was beautiful there by the attack side. Like I said, they went for the double push from Crew on the other end. They knew the hit from G2 was
Now
going
I
into the
see,
site.
yeah.
But instead of spamming util, they walked in for the contact, and they got a dirty kill right onto Yellow that just opened up the site towards A. Didn't give a chance for Crew to get set up. And then it puts them in a
Pistol into a bonus.
now
Baby
in
Bay
the
gets to
second
clean
half.
up the ecos. Everyone can get
Now
one
it's
shot.
3 unanswered rounds coming in for G2, trying to pick up the tempo a little bit here after the pressure. They'll do the same recon, and then they'll try to take control of this. Let's see how it's going to work out as they're going to talk through this round.
Careful, close. On the left. 1 HP, 1 HP. Ran. Auto rotate, guys. cancel. Okay, cancel. We should just full fucking pivot. I'm gonna stay mid, okay?
Boys. Good,
Full
right?
pivot.
Look for midfoot.
I'll stay. No.
Okay, I heard you.
Full
I
pivot
heard
3,
you.
I stay mid. There's at least 3 there, okay?
Yep. They have Phoenix ult. They're gonna give Phoenix the gun.
Obscuring vision.
He's on drill.
Yeah, we should just try to fucking go B fast.
Just clear everything. You're looking for Cypher. Maybe down. Maybe he could be down and shit.
Yeah, could be. We should run before they rotate. Maybe. It's okay if we make noise.
You think?
I'll clear
Okay.
I think, yeah.
I'm going window. I'm gonna clear under window.
Nothing here. He probably plays be elbow. I'll clear elbow. I'll clear it.
Trent will clear under, and then we're good.
Not under. I can dart for close.
Damn, I broke it.
Ready, boys?
This is good.
Yeah. 3,
Wow,
2,
he's nasty.
1.
Window,
Nice,
window.
nice,
Fire
nice.
retake.
Max space. Max space.
He's gonna get the gun.
Yep.
He's gonna jump on mid.
We didn't clear backside. It's fine.
I volt. I'm gonna go main, guys. You guys redeem.
Left.
2 mid. Neon and
Wait,
somebody
can you
else.
bait for me?
Yep. Close right there. Yep. One more, Bay.
One more.
Harbor. Back it up now.
2. Harbor
2
Phoenix.
mid.
Wait, Trent can kill 2.
Close right.
Right. Ult is right.
One enemy remaining.
Chill, no cove. Could be walked outside. Trent's going back to be main, okay? Flank.
Elbow.
Trent! Let's go,
Trent!
Let's go, Trent! Come on!
Take over. Shit,
Insane stuff coming out from G2 as
Dude,
well.
Trent's
The reads
looking
were
good.
perfect.
We
Once
played
they
that so
realized
well.
here
It
that
was,
they lost control
love.
towards
Dude,
main,
lovely
that the
call
ult
on the
was
bait on this one
available,
as well.
who's gonna pick
And
up the
trigger
guns
discipline
right
was
after,
good.
and
Idea was
how
nice.
They wanted to pivot. Just some great calls here by Valen. And the
I'm being
adaptation right after
super
when it comes down
picky.
to
Some of
playing the 2 versus
the
X's.
when they die,
Just from the elbow
both
and the
Leaf
feed
and
onto
Giacomo are
onto the
like
tunnel was just nice
complaining a bit, but
by both Baby Bay and Valen to kick things off and putting Trent into another nice little triple kill.
What the? Oh my God! Come on!
A lot of times, he's the last one on the round right now, getting the frags he needs and easily displacing his opponents. Great rounds from Trent to help the team get 4 now in the second half. And Crew is going to go straight for a timeout here because they cannot find
Trent,
an answer to it.
he's doing great,
And
man.
it's great to see how you have players like Trent popping off in these highlight reels, these big moments as well. Jogmo finding his footing going into the duelist role. Baby Bay getting his crucial kills when needed be. And it goes back to what G2 has been prefacing for the last couple of weeks, talking to a lot of interviewers across the platforms that we have on socials here around Valorant, just on we're going to define our own meta. We don't have to force out to play the double duelist. We're not like the Sato and Spike. We're not like the Rossi or Dombi, you know. We're just going to have the way to play to our strength because Energy, for example, has very similar looks right now. They're going back to the double initiators on Summon and it's working out.
And you can never count G2 out either in that sense. So you're like, oh, well, they're changing comp. It's like, okay, they did like Jogamo was on KO and Baby Bay was on Neon last time, but it didn't
what
matter.
this angle looks like on site.
They feel comfortable.
Kind of looks like they do it
stuff.
so perfectly, you can't swing out
They
into
can
it.
always find it somehow.
And by playing your own style and your own meta, you kind of identify where your
he
gaps
is
are
in
as well, so you are
trouble.
able to practice around that as well. It's not going to be the cleanest of
Oh,
wins
he's
as you see
done
from time
pretty
to time,
good
but
there. Did he
it
fully
allows
dodge
those
it?
hero moments to pop out
Damn,
for
that was
G2 as well.
impressive. That was good from him.
There's company, and they were not invited. G2 is already back where KRU buys guns. Hello. That was kind of a nasty shot.
Wait, how did he headshot that?
He goes down, no, for his troubles.
If anything, the insert from VALORANT is still quite huge at the mid double doors. Right now, he's trying to listen for some noise. So that's why the other two are just stalling back towards the spawn. And while, I mean, this becomes a guessing game from both sides, it could really turn into anybody's favor this time around. I think that right now the sights are set onto Heat and see what he's going to be able to discover towards middle.
It's how many times you actually get a map where you know nothing is going, right? You've lost control of behind you, in front of you, to the side. Every angle is danger, and it is scary.
It's going to be frustrating for KRU on this one.
In the 17th round and leave them wondering. A plan today is going to finalize this one. I don't even know if I mean, they have the money. I don't know if anybody's going to go searching for this.
It would be nice, but maybe they'll wait a few seconds before just to make sure that you can anchor up the spike going down, or the spike
probably timeout has to be called.
At the end of the day, though, this was a
you're playing a harbor comp and you're fighting on the side where your harbor is.
It's just a nice little smoke bubble popped up. Another one of those contact plays coming up from G2 and catching an opponent off guard. So just sneaky how they're moving.
This was after their timeout. Okay, well then they're cooked.
It's quite surprising here that there's gaps actually left behind from KRU, and I think that's also the nature of them maybe having that lack of practice. Trying
I don't think they did, but they might have.
Composition this time around too onto Breeze, as you know, when they lost their 0-13 scoreline to 100 Thieves, they're like, well, everything works out well for scrims, but when it comes down to playing the game, it's not the same thing. There's some gaps that they weren't able to play and mimic what they were able to practice in the server. And this time around, well, those gaps were punished once again by this kill from Jogamo onto Sadak.
Nice shots, though.
One enemy remaining.
And they're ready for it. Just figuring what would be the danger zones. Some ultimates here if they do need to push.
Okay, let's keep an eye on it again. Now we've seen them like fighting where they should be retaking. We should be watching everywhere.
Really start to disrupt with some overdrive. 5 rounds in a row here in the second half.
Yeah, it'll just be a simple pop right now for G2. I mean, the trips are not broken, so that might give them a chance a little bit to get a couple of sprays in the back of that site. Op shot misses, though, unfortunately, and a chance for G2 to really move into B now.
Well, the second peek, too. Now they know he's going to stay to that right side. Scott Dante finds the third, though. This is going to be big. G2 lights up the kill feed just to thwart the fact that they got the kill.
Yeah, it's not great on this one. Did
still had a lurk here.
When Les was fighting, did Les have a cage
on the rotate? So that here is a door, but the only thing he could really do right now is save his
weapon.
Too
many whiffs? There was a lot of whiffs here as well.
But this
he should have at least hit one of them.
For G2. As much as you were sounding an alarm,
he had one spare cage.
KRU know that you're coming in.
Yeah, he should have caged back his site, spam.
And KRU just left the door wide open for them to enter.
Get behind the Astral.
Yeah, there was some trips around that site. But there's not really any ways here for Les to play in the back of that side towards Castle, because he can't really wallbang when there's such good util from G2 spamming towards that back of the site. From a recon dart, from relay bolts. They got to find new ways here to play probably the spam positions if they want to get value on this Cypher anchor on the B site.
You can kind of
the
see
harbor on Breeze is becoming like the
ultimate in one point. They can really
the
take
Viper on Haven, what everyone was saying it wrong.
I mean, you put a Viper ult down there, this situation would be even more impossible. So
everyone's copying teams,
it
and
like just
plays the defense wrong.
Door, and KRU is in the back pedal fight every time here, not really getting the trades that they want.
Yeah. And a reminder again that
do you like the 100 fees comp? I like the 100 fees comp.
This is an important game for this week. They are going to have to play Sentinels after.
Who was the team that copied it and knew what they were doing?
In terms of the rankings, currently 1-1 in the Omega
They did
group,
retakes free middle. They did 4-1 every time. Paper X.
So they really want to get into the right footing.
But they changed one, right?
I
think they changed one agent.
To try to skip
maybe they had a Euro instead of something.
Now they're not skipping at least control of the map for KRU or being picked up. They still have good ults to work with to try to stall. This is just some standard stuff, right? The camera's looking.
Who's being copied? 100 feet is being copied.
A late drone looking down towards middle. That's not going to get too much information. So that fog up war is still there, up for the mid control for G2 to take if they want to.
Just eyes across the map.
I think their whole theory is Neon is rotate because Neon's faster and can get over towards the sites, so they can fight both sides.
We'll pull our
But
default and see if
doesn't really.
And then with 30 seconds, you're
Doesn't
going to
really
get
work
an
like that.
outrageous hit here from G2.
3 on sides where they're fighting. Nah, mate. I mean, they're also they are just whiffing. Like as much as their macro stuff is like off the harbor, they are just whiffing.
And it's just a walk-in. Never mind it being hard. G2's just gonna slowly squeeze this one out. There's a trade again from both sides. It's Valen and Leaf actually pull it back into their favor, and it's always one person rotating over. Last still wondering if it's the other site. They plant in the pit just to be sure.
It's just cool. Some standard protocols for G2, play for aiming control, keep one inserted. Even when they open the door to let crew know that they've committed now towards mid control, they also threw another smoke on the top of middle to make them think maybe we're flooding through our own little smokes, the Viper Orb to fight on the top of that B site, to split towards B. It forced crew to walk out. They
what a
punished them
dominant
right away,
attack half
and now
this
they
has
put
been.
themselves at map point.
Just exact knowledge of what they want to do on the attack side. And even when they're presented with a defensive protocol from crew, their protocol, a G2's that is still able to aggress a little bit harder and save each other on the trades. Really being able to answer each other and just get that cooperation in the moment. Now, every round for G2 are in the second half, and they're looking at game point.
Fully
Neon rotate. Bro, just play these two together, fight somewhere.
Side. We mentioned here, not too many chances have we seen G2 play the attack side, but they are basically moving crew around to their own playstyle. Basically puppets.
Yeah.
Move into my crosshair, I take you down.
Pulling the strings here and there. Baby Bay looks for a pick.
It does worry me when you see a team
kind of on that solo
pick a map
right now, so the sites are probably
but their theory on one half is like wrong.
They're going to set up for that now.
Like how bad is the rest of their maps?
Still fairly passive here for crew. Camera's watching very passively towards the tunnel as well, so now with the smoke on the top, as you can see right now in the free float, there is a question mark right on the top.
They
of
only
it.
practice Lotus.
Here and how to react
G2
for crew.
pick,
So you
which
already
is
see
also
them
kind of
moving
mad,
outside
but
towards
G2
the
are good at Lotus.
the orb, getting the ult up for Heat. And if that's going to be called out, they're going to have to start activating here for G2 to really get into the site.
Yeah, W's only for crew from A to B right now. Oh, thought it might be a mid catch, and it's going to be Baby Bay who's ready to stop that with the operator.
Arbor going fast through mid.
Wreaking havoc in the fight, in the site, and he's pulling util 2-3 members.
Bro, they're getting so wrecked right now. Imagine Jogamo gets this kill.
They might be able to find a fight. And Heat's going to be able to pick up Baby Bay in the mid.
But enough time to get that plant down. Nice shot.
Run it back is up. He's trying to get the plant down, so he has to run it through. At least he'll get protected on the side by Valen.
Oh, beautiful little touch there by Valen, shooting once to draw the eyes. Also gets it on the side for ult as the run it back fades out.
Last player standing.
The trades are there for crew. They hold it.
Last
they stay
round.
alive. I wonder if they're going to take a little bit
Was
more
it a
time
little
there,
bit
but the teamwork pays
because they want
off,
some
and they just
angels?
kept
Think
pushing
so.
forward into G2, knowing they were weak. Another round. That's big to stay in the game.
Still a super important kill by Heat through those mid-double doors. If it wasn't for him, especially with Sadak dying on the rotate here, Jogamo did an excellent job keeping 3 players on a defense on that B site. And look at that. From that running back, gets 3 kills in total for that round. Literally saved that for crew to stay alive in this fight. It allowed that 4 versus 2 to happen for crew on a retake. And the hero plays couldn't happen this time around for G2.
Heat is 23-13 in this matchup, but crew has been silenced in the second half, it seems. Just doing everything under the radar or what? Crazy stuff. That was a defuse, and that's good to see from crew that it wasn't just a frag round. They were able to break the defense and get in. They're probably going to need to do it a few more times.
And first half was 16 kills that he had for Heat, so still putting up some big numbers here on the defense. So yes, especially that triple kill that tallies up into how crew is able to get these rounds so far.
So they're trying to get him set up towards the angle. It's a far shot.
We've been waiting to see that for Dante. A few going wayward, and he finds it. But the second peek,
like normally most would drone to get into this angle, but they kind of mess up their timing with the flash. He's just hit a banger of a shot though.
Maybe for a flash to peek or something.
It's the hard ones, misses the easy ones.
Information and a chance to fall back and play your numbers, but now The map's open once again here for Baby Bay to lurk around and look for an opener.
It's crazy the space he's taking without really being seen from Naster in different positions. This is huge. Oh, he gets found out. Is he going to get slid on? Goes for the flame wall. They're going to both try to get through, and he says exactly what I wanted. Thank you very much. I don't think anybody.
It's funny on this. Jogamo hesitated because of the round where he went against Eco.
Position on the situation, but still stay very close for the fight. He loves.
Like if he just went instantly,
as technical as it can be,
I think he would have been
fine. And he gets challenged a little too much there. Trent and Valen come out big from A main.
And the lurk from Baby Bay, the rotate across, just got spotted by NW0.
Close. He gives him a shoulder, and it was just enough. Baby Bay finds the shot, rendezvous out.
1v2.
Another one of those moments where G2 were just like, look
I want to
at
say
me,
the Trent saw him, but he didn't.
main, or A main rather, and Baby Bay's able to move in and squeak through and put now G2 in a winning position. Hunter's Fury available now,
got a
so they
cage.
can just run that clock down.
The big cage.
Les has to
got to tap, get the Sovro out of him.
Got to tap it. Cage and tap.
Oh, I don't think he can win now.
Can he take one shot? He's trying to do it. Actually gets the backstep. Oh my God! It angles from
yeah, the Fury on
Bay
the fences for sure.
The win from G2 on Breeze Crew's pick, and we're going to be heading to Lotus.
A worrying sign when they pick that.
A nice performance by G2.
They just don't play retake on any sites. They just fight every single site.
Who wanted to come up with something new, a new
There's no
composition,
point in playing
and
the
also
Harbor
to
if
show
they're going to do
again
this.
to the world that it's not just on Lotus. They had us go.